Okay, stream should be up.
Nice.
Chat, say hello. So usually when I'm on the Our Skullgirls channel dashboard, I need to pause the video preview or else the audio comes through. But now I don't have to do that because I uninstalled Flash.
Nice. And good decision.
Well, after last week, it's like mandatory to do that. For those of you that don't know, there are several huge exploits uncovered in Adobe Flash last week, and I do not know if they have all been patched yet. So you should disable and uninstall Flash so you avoid that. I'll get a lobby set up.
Newt asks, when's Windjammers?
Windjammers better be soon. The world can use more Windjammers.
Evo 2016. Let's make it happen.
Twitch runs on Flash. How will I watch? There's a program called Live Streamer that lets you do it through VLC. So you should use that. That's what I did for Evo. Speaking of which, guys,
Evo.
what is going on with Evo? That Guilty Gear. That Guilty Gear.
Crazy shit happening in Guilty Gear.
Basically, there was a guy who he got a really clutch win on one round, and so he stood up and began cheering, but the match wasn't over, and his opponent killed him before he could sit back down. Yeah, Guilty Gear was pretty crazy. Street Fighter's going to be very good tonight.
Yeah, Street Fighter starting off with Gustavo triple perfecting a child.
And popping off on said child. Ntut, the stream should be on. So, yeah, goddamn. Evo's fun. Evo's a lot of fun.
Except for Smash, of course. We gotta cover our asses.
I'm just not going to talk about it, and then by not recognizing it, I don't have an opinion on it. Anyway, welcome to Get Good North America. I'm Waifu Patron Saint. I am here with Dr. Omnyx, and we're going to help you get better at Skullgirls. So, for those of you that are new, here is how this works. Snacky, thank you for linking that. Everybody should watch that video. Mandatory viewing. Anyway, so how Get Good works is you should have already registered for this event. If you have not registered, you're not going to be able to play until the open lobby session, which actually no, we are not running open lobby this week because Evo. Because that's going to be pushing it close to some of the things that I'm sure people are interested in watching. But anyway, if you've registered, then your name should be on the schedule. If you type !bracket in Twitch chat, Nightbot will give you a link. That's the order people are playing, and when it is your turn to play, we are going to call your name. We are going to try and invite you into our game. We are not going to be able to invite you if you are not in our Steam group chat. So steamcommunity.com groups Skullgirls Get Good. You need to join that group and hop into the chat. Because we're not on your friends list, you're not going to get a notification when we invite you. You're going to need to check your chat window, check your Steam overlay. Or, what's probably better is that when you know it's your turn to play, right-click on my name or Omnyx's name and hit Join Game. But please only do that when we announce that it is your turn to play. Once you're in the lobby, you're going to play 3 matches. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You get to play 3 no matter what happens. We'll tell you what you did right, what you did wrong, how you can get better. So that way you can watch VODs later this week and figure out what you need to work on and practice. And as Nod Scouter just mentioned in Twitch chat, we have a few misfortune bumpers on how you can do resets and baits with her. So, if you play Fortune, pay attention to those. I think that we are ready to get some matches underway. What do you think?
I'm totally ready.
Okay, so our first matchup today is Draginx versus Shroomlord. Can you please get them in here?
Invitations have been sent.
Thank you.
Has anybody in the chat seen the Skullgirls top 8? Did you watch that all last night?
I was disappointed with that top 8.
Yeah. Like there were some like there were just like stock hype moments. Like yeah, you came back at the last
I will say though, Mike Z. Did you watch Mike Z?
Yeah.
Mike Z taught me some things about Cerebella.
Mike Z, I think he was the one that had that really, really smart DHC against Eliza.
I think that was Mike Z. It was probably Mike Z.
Because that was really smart, and I really liked seeing that. But now we're gonna see what these two have for us.
Oh, by the way, chat, let me know if there are issues with the stream quality.
Today's cartoons are so real.
Gentlemen and ladies, is
Alright, we got a Squiggly Bella versus a Peacock Beowulf.
Okay, Shroomlord has backed himself up into a corner. That's a situation that you really, really want to avoid when you're playing Peacock, because when your opponent gets in, your options can be a bit limited. Nice reset from Draginx with that throw. It's a little disappointing though that because he was at mid-screen, he wasn't really able to convert off of that. One thing that you can do with Squigglies, if you have meter... Actually, no, you don't even... I don't... I'm gonna be frank, I don't know exactly how like Squiggly's moves work. But if you throw someone, you can do center stage, and so they'll bounce off the corner you create, and you can extend the combo at mid-screen.
Not bad.
Not sure if I agreed with that Cerebella call.
The Seracopter a moment ago that pushed Bayo away.
It just sort of flung him across the screen.
Yeah,
While
that's...
it did drop into the corner, it means that you're dropping your advantage.
Again, something you can do with Squiggly, you know, there's some really, really cool ways that you can use center stage. In fact, Mike Z did a video. If somebody could please link that in chat, I'd love you forever. But there are a lot of really creative things that you can do with center stage. And so in that situation with Seracopter, it would have made sense to do center stage so Bayo would bounce back into Squiggly and Squiggly could keep the combo going. Is he gonna use meter? Yep. But he does it a little too late, so in fact Shroomlord's gonna punish that with an Argus Agony. So now with Bella at full screen, he's gotta start throwing projectiles. The nice air show. Oh, that's good. Oh, wow, that doesn't get blocked. He got counter hit out of it.
Start backing up.
So what I really would have liked to see is Shroomlord made a possibly fatal mistake by not push blocking Cerebella. Usually, you know, if you don't push block Cerebella, she can go straight into a throw, something like Diamond Drop. So in that situation, because Peacock didn't create any extra distance between herself and Cerebella, Cerebella could have done Diamond Drop and then gone into Super to get the kill. It's very, very important when you're against Cerebella, you need to be on top of push blocking, because if you push block her, then all of her throws go out of range.
Shroomlord is a very lucky man.
Today's cartoons are so real.
there is much shame in losing.
that throw again, but I really would like to see Draginx convert off of that, because all he's doing is he's throwing Peacock away. And Peacock thrives at a distance. So he's kind of like relieving the pressure that he puts on Shroomlord by doing that throw and nothing after it. Okay, now Bayo's in. Throws out the arm. Squiggly stuck in the corner.
Air hits, no conversion.
That was a nice tag. I like seeing Squiggly players use SBO to give them a safe opening to raw tag.
Goes in the corner. Revolves out of the corner.
I was going for that throw a little too early.
It's a counter hit back in the corner.
And that's going to be a dead Bayo. Good work. I was surprised that Shroomlord was able to beat that Bella by throwing out normals. What I would have done is, because she was gliding around so much, you would deny the airspace using air show.
That sweep is not going to work with...
Well,
Daisy
additionally,
Pusher.
I don't think you can combo into Daisy Pusher like that. I believe it only works at neutral.
Has Shroomlord been using assists at all?
You know, now that I think about it,
if at all.
I don't think I've seen assist calls. Suit, well, actually not Suit, Silas, we should be streaming at 720p. Suit, it is a good game. I'm excited to hear that.
Cheat to win. Crush them.
Ooh, starting off with the bang bang bang, that's a bad idea. Gets immediately punished for it.
Yeah, I've noticed so many beginning Peacocks just spam bang bang bang, and it's really not a great move in those kinds of situations because Peacock is wide open when you do it. And so if you're able to jump over the bang bang bang, you can get right in and start punishing Peacock. She's incredibly vulnerable.
There's how you use Daisy Pusher.
Trips IPS. There's a really quick burst, which makes me wonder if Shroom was mashing there.
That was almost a very bad situation.
Yo, I want to point something out. Stop. I want to point something out. That arm did not combo. Did you notice that?
Resets.
Did you notice that the arm didn't combo?
I did not.
That is a huge problem because that means that Draginx was not blocking. When you're in a combo, you need to be holding that stick back and you need to be blocking because if your opponent drops the combo, you don't want them to be able to start a new one. If they drop it by accident but they keep on pushing buttons and they screw up their timing, if you're not blocking, that counts as starting a new combo and damage scaling goes back to 0. So they're able to get way more damage than they did, which is why that Bayo super was able to kill, because it was performed raw. You need to hold the stick back, you need to make sure that you're blocking, so if your opponent drops and tries to pick it up, you don't get caught in another combo. That's... that is enough to kill. Whoop-de-doo. I'm turning into James Chen.
I'm shot for every... Or wait, no, I don't know whether that was James Chen or someone else.
Bro, nice elbow, but he could have gone a little further.
Ooh, that's gonna get blocked, that's gonna... Yeah,
No, it's not going to get punished. The Dragon just responded too quickly to that, but he's able to get the kill.
It's okay. You get
You're right about Shroomlord not using assist calls.
When you're getting comboed, either block or start preparing your reversal.
Yeah, you need to think about what your next move is.
Yeah, at this point, I don't really think people are going to be reversal too much. But that's like the biggest thing that, or one of the biggest things that I've been seeing on the subreddit is people going like, "Why do I keep getting comboed?" And that's because you're not blocking.
Well, it can be more to it than that. It could be that they're not getting comboed, that they're getting reset, and that they don't know what the difference is.
Yeah. You can tell when you're getting reset because the combo thing resets.
Waifu, who's your pick for Evo Ultra Champ? I really, really want PR Balrog to win because I feel like that would be a really fitting way for Rog to possibly retire on.
Yeah.
And I also feel like that.
too,
I also feel like it would be a fitting end to Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, me too. Also, the fact that he's America and probably has the best shot of winning.
Well, I think
as an American.
I think Ricky is still in the winners bracket.
Where the hell can I find? Chat, can you find me the Ultra Top 8 bracket?
The brackets are really, really ugly. How was the Skullgirls Evo tournament? I wasn't too impressed with it. I watched it, but it wasn't like combo breaker good. Because like Skullgirls wasn't a main event, it's not like tons of people went out of their way to get there just for Skullgirls. Okay, so our next match is Ntut versus Luzia. Inevitably, I'm mispronouncing that.
Lucia in chat.
Yeah, at first glance, I do not see them in chat either. A quick reminder, I know people like to change their Steam names a lot. On Sunday, please make sure that you're using the name that you registered with. But yeah, I'm not seeing Luzia here. So Luzia may very well just not be available to compete. That would be a problem.
We're gonna begin the countdown.
Thank you for sharing. I really like watching Infiltration, so I would not mind seeing him win it. But like in my heart, I want it to be Rog.
Yeah, in my Rog, I want it to be Heart. Holy shit! In my heart, rooting for Rog.
Okay, so on my clock it is 3:19, so at 3:21 we're going to be finding a different opponent for Ntut. Oh shit, Luffy lost. They actually ended up doing that? There was so much drama around it. I remember he said on Twitter like, "Oh, call off your side bets cuz I know I'm going to lose" or something like that. Salt Miner, is it worth watching the VOD for that later? It was goddamn brutal. Totally worth it. Okay, I'll totally check it out later. He has 10K to throw around as a professional video game player. You can see the desperation in his play. That's always good. I'll try and check out that VOD later. But I am dedicating myself to watching Street Fighter tonight. And I hope that you folks do the same. It's gonna be pretty good. So by the way, Chad, when we have some downtime like this, feel free to post your gameplay questions in chat, and we will do what we can to answer them.
We got your backs.
We try to, anyway.
When did we start the countdown?
We started it at 3:19. It's now 3:21, so I guess we are looking for a replacement. So the first person to enter the lobby, we're not going to send out invites, you gotta let yourself in. First person to come in gets to play 3 games against Ntut. And we have Navy Phoenix.
Oh boy.
Bayo Mirror! It's solo Bayo, so we're just gonna see chairs. If I remember correctly, doesn't Beowulf get hype when he's able to land on the chair and pick it back up?
I think he just picked it back up. I don't think he gets hype from it.
Yeah, it looks like he's not building it. Goes straight into that super. I feel like Ntut's kind of reacting to things a little bit too late. Nice little frame trap there. Well, I don't know if we can really call that American or not.
Ooh.
After a second, time to fight. What you gonna do?
Navy Phoenix takes it.
There is, was, and ever will be. Now, message from
The
propaganda.
dude really likes his Bayo. But I noticed that game there were a lot of situations where just Navy seemed to be getting moves out sooner. So they would both jump up, they would both go for something, but because the Navy hit it sooner, or you know, maybe Navy's got a better connection, what have you, Navy's the one who actually had it. So I would like to, I mean, it's kind of, I think, a challenge with like watching the Bayo Mirror, is that you go for so many throws and stuff and those don't trade. Somebody needs to win when you do a throw. Right?
Yep.
So, okay, yeah, Ntut's gonna switch over to Val. This might be a better call. I'm interested to see it either way. Maybe wasn't blocking low. Remember.
Unless the point is to break armor, I'm not really a fan of that crouching medium punch opener before the launch from Ntut. Because that's doing a really bad job with the scaling.
Yeah, because scaling is done per hit. So something you can run into is that Val has a lot of multi-hit moves, and those are going to increase your scaling very, very quickly. I mean, you hit a point where like the scaling maxes out, and then it's okay to do a lot of those moves. But early on, or when you're doing short combos, you want to minimize your use of those.
Ooh. Nice job recognizing the frame trap.
You want to give a quick rundown as to what a frame trap is, in case people have not heard that term before?
Yeah. If I'm wrong, correct me. So sometimes what people will do is they'll have moves that are unsafe get blocked, which will start baiting out attacks from the other player before going into or canceling into something from that heavy move and beating out the startup of the other player. So essentially what they're doing is they're trapping the other player in their startup frames, unable to go back to blocking, and then canceling into something that'll beat that.
That's a pretty good explanation. A way that I like to put it is like it's like a baited counter hit.
Yeah.
So a counter hit is when you hit someone when they are in the middle of an attack, and you can in Skullgirls you can tell that an attack is a counter hit because a broken heart appears on the screen. So the idea behind a frame trap is that you create a situation where you try and get your opponent to push a button, but then as they're doing that, you're able to throw out an attack, and then you land that counter hit.
He was like Ntut stopped blocking a little bit early and got hit by that chair. Ooh. Nice job on that.
I imagine he was trying to bait there. It was interesting because I don't think I've ever seen Navy do base before. But this should be a pretty big punish, especially in the corner. Oh, he's gonna do undizzy. Oh, but he chips out off of that. Nice.
Ooh, wasn't expecting that overhead. Ooh, that's gonna get. Yep. Keep it up.
So I noticed it seems like he keeps on dropping his Val combos on restands. Do you have a sense of what might be going wrong there?
It's been a while since I've played Val, and she's been changed a lot since first Encore. So I will start. Never mind, I will not start paying attention to that a little bit closer. Because now we're done.
Alright, next game is FlowRoRo versus Xortberg. I see Xortberg, but I don't know if I see Flow. Oh no, Flow's here. So
and dig invites.
Yeah, I just sent both. Me10. Like I always say when I see you, if I'm online on Steam, message me and I can try and show you some Philia. I am happy to help out. And also, I've been working... Oh, I wish it was that one. But, I do have a few video bumpers set up with, like, Philia tips and some stuff that you can do with her. Actually, I think I've only got one right now, but I'll put that up anyway. So for example, check it out. You can use Philia's jumping medium punch as a lovely way to restand. And there are a few different things that you can do off of that. So number one, by restanding, you are able to get longer combos. Like that. Or another thing you can do is you can reset. In Asphilia, this is what you really need to be able to do, is you need to know your resets. So you can restand and then immediately IAD into highs. As soon as you do that, you could throw.
We got a game, bro. We got a game, bro.
I know, I switched it over. I'm on top of this
Okay.
shit, man.
Okay, just thought I'd let you know.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Gentlemen and ladies, is the shot.
So what are we dealing with here? Xortberg is playing a solo Cerebella. Flo is using Beowulf and Parasol. I'm curious what he has as the Parasol assist.
Crumple. Hey,
Oh, look.
It's us!
Nice restand.
It's us!
But I'm bummed that... Well, I'm actually trying to talk about what they're doing. I was kind of bummed to not see any kind of reset from Xortberg. He just immediately ended in a heavy after that restand. So right there, what he could have done if he wanted to kill is he could have comboed the heavy kick into Seracopter. And that would have allowed him to take out Parasol. He got her anyway, but you know, he could have done that all in one fell swoop.
Ooh, that would have been a prime place for a diamond drop. Unless you can't cancel into diamond drop from Battle Butt. Chip?
You can't cancel into that.
You can still find my hat.
Clap for sad loser.
And now we've got Fukuwa.
The shot.
Concho. There's the Seracopter, Meter. I think he spent his OTG already though, so he's just not going to be able to keep that combo going. Something I find a little odd watching Xortberg play Cerebella. Xortberg's got, you know, the restands. He's got those tools. But I'm not seeing him reset off of them using command grabs. So for example,
Yeah,
when you launch and you do, I believe it's jumping medium punch and then jumping heavy kick and you restand off of that, wow, gets a perfect.
Ooh.
And he gets the taunt off. God
Perfect.
damn.
And the taunt. Damn.
I do better.
But anyway, you know, when you restand by launching and then you end it with jumping heavy kick, that puts you in perfect range for Merry-Go-Rilla. And then off of Merry-Go-Rilla, you can pick them up and you can keep on going.
I think there's more to what Bella can do with her command grabs than Xortberg thinks.
Well, I don't know if I've really seen Xortberg use any of them.
Because those are like Cerebella's most important tools.
You need to be using the command grabs if you're playing Cerebella. You need to know how those work.
I am 287 7-pound of folding steel. That's sex appeal.
FlowRoRo dropping the second member of his team altogether.
Hell yeah.
Flo is trying to play very, very cautiously. He's not really going in. He's just, you know, trying to be smart and block. But Xortberg has already taken 50% of his health away with one combo. And with Flo stuck in the corner, he should be able to kill here. Yep. Okay, that was good, but he's not able to extend off of that. So he only used 2 Wolf Blitzers there. That means he could have used a third to get away. If you see that your opponent is blocking and you still have Wolf Blitzers available, you can use those to get away from them, and it's safe. Flo's not giving up. He's almost through the first bar.
Goes in with an overhead.
But he's relieving that corner pressure. Xortberg's... Nope. Okay, so BattleButt's pretty unsafe on block. Oh, man! Gets caught in the diamonds.
And the taunt.
Now, message from Propaganda Minister.
So, is there anything that we can provide some insight into with Flo's play? Because, you know, I play Bella, so I was able to give a pretty good rundown of some tips for Xort, mainly just using command grabs more. I mean, he has the restands down, so he can introduce the command grabs for resets.
I think that after seeing the Bayo solo that, I know I'm being really generic here, but problem with Flo is sort of fundamentals, realizing when it's okay to do certain moves, like when to escape with the Wolf Blitzer, when to sort of keep going with a hit confirm, because I saw a lot of times where Xortberg was able to just get in off of something Flo did that was unsafe.
Alright. Well, I would definitely like to share, you remember, I believe we both used this when we were getting started, the SRK Beginner's Guide?
Yep.
So, fighting game website Shoryuken put out a great guide on kind of like a beginner's primer to fighting games. And this isn't Skullgirls specific. It talks about like Street Fighter 2 because that's like a very classic timeless game, but really these are ideas that apply to every fighting game out there because they're fundamentals. So this will help you get an understanding of, you know, when to attack and how to assess the situation and identify what your options are, how to deduce what your opponent is doing. So I'd highly recommend that, you know, if Skullgirls is your first fighting game, you can learn a lot by reading this book. If it's not your first fighting game, I'm sure you could still get some benefit out of reviewing this. Alright, so we are looking for Navy Phoenix and Super Toilet. I believe...
Both of which are here, I think, yes.
Yep, both of which are here.
Invitation sent to Super Toilet, and Navy Phoenix is a nice dude and already showed up.
Well, we have some downtime, so that's not what I want. This is what I want. Check out this tech, guys. Learn some tech. So, I have 3:41 on my clock. At 3:43, Toilet is not going to be playing. Well, wait, it says Toilet's in-game. Is it right to call dibs on a no-show spot? It's really just luck of the draw. We're not gonna police it and make sure that a certain person gets in. If you get in, you get in. Okay, for real, it says Toilet's in-game. It won't let me join. There's an open lobby slot, so it should not be like, you know, the lobby full error. I'm concerned that he doesn't have... Oh no, he's saying that the game's up to date. Well, I know that there were some bug fixes that were in beta, so I don't know if those got patched in to retail. Did they change the frame timing on Jumping Heavy Punch? I don't know. There's really, I don't think, anything we can do for him on our end. I'll wait like one more minute for him, because you know he's actively trying, but I've got a feeling that he's not going to be able to get this working. Okay, it sounds to me like he's not getting in, so the first person to let themselves in gets to play. Kappa Pride. I love that Kappa Pride is a thing.
Yes, it is. It is beautiful. It's also eye-catching. I'm surprised nobody's joined the game yet.
Well, that makes me wonder if it is a lobby problem.
Oh shit. Okay.
Is it me or do we have a legit problem?
I think we have a legit problem. Let's try this again.
I just got like a... Oh no, I was able to make it fine, so it should be working. You're able to join that, right? Yeah, you're in.
Alright, let's see.
Okay,
let's see if
so...
we can get who was supposed to play in here. I don't know.
No, we're actually gonna get toilet in here.
There we go. Invitation
Sorry
sent
for the
to-
delay, everybody.
There we go. Everybody's here and safe and sound, and we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, okay. Fun times for all. We got a match here. A match we've been trying to get going for like 5 minutes.
It's time! It's Beowulf time! Ready for punching? Go!
Okay, Super Toilet's playing Valentine and Eliza. Navy, I don't think needs any explanation. I'm surprised that Toilet got counter hit against Beowulf, because, you know, Beo's fairly slow and Valentine is ridiculously fast.
Ooh! Not getting away with that cross up.
Okay, nice tag into Eliza. Valentine should be able to regenerate a lot of health. But Navy is not letting that happen, going for the snap. And he's able to take down Valentine and finish the job.
Something with a low mix-up. Another mix-up, that works.
There was
Low
an odd little
maybe
reset there.
American? I don't know.
I was surprised that Navy wasn't blocking there.
Yeah. Ooh. Just going in for the punish, but Phoenix techs out of the way.
Navy's throwing out some very, very unsafe moves, and he's getting punished pretty hard for it. Toilet gets another one of those resets.
Oh, that's not
No!
gonna be fun.
Wait,
Oh!
did he go back into Eliza? Did he pull back into Eliza, or did that, like, happen?
Like that was done by command.
Yeah, because he...
That first punch.
Sekhmet ate the first hit.
Now, message from Propaganda Minister.
If he stayed out as Sekhmet, he would have been able to survive that super and punish. And with 3 bar, he totally could have gotten the kill there.
What happened?
You know, he might have...
Super Toilets were binding some keys.
Oh, he's rebinding keys?
Yep.
That makes me wonder if that was an input problem that happened there. He might have been trying to go for a super, and he ended up pulling back into Eliza. But Dudu, let's try and give some explanation of what happened. Try to explain mechanically what was going on there.
Okay.
So, because of Sekhmet's hyper armor, she doesn't get caught in supers. So, normally, if Bayo lands the first hit of that super on you, you get stuck in it, and then you're guaranteed to get caught in the rest of it. But if you noticed, Sekhmet did not get caught in the first hit. But then, for some strange reason, Super Toilet pulled Sekhmet back into Eliza, even though he had plenty of meter. And then Eliza got caught by the second hit, and then was dragged into the entire super. That was a really, really strange situation, because if Super Toilet stayed out at Sekhmet, he would have been able to punish and kill Navy, most likely.
Super Toilet adding Big Bang to his team. Are we gonna see some assist calls? No.
I don't know. It seems to me like Toilet just could not find an opportunity to do it.
Grab on incoming.
Now that's a pretty common thing that you'll see when you're in the corner. So if you see your opponent jump up at you when you're coming in, you should be prepared to tech the throw. Navy's building up quite a bit of hype off of these throws and these chairs.
Also building up a lot of damage on these characters because they're on a 3-person team.
Okay, I was surprised that raw tag didn't get punished. Why was Navy not blocking there? Smart.
Here
Snap. In comes
Big
Band.
with
3v1.
less
3v1. I think is a very, very difficult scenario for a match because you need to be so on top of switching out your characters and regenerating your health. I think that's the only way that you really stand a chance in a 3v1 matchup is you need to work the health regen.
Yeah, you also need to be able to work your assists. Because if you've got two moves that you could be doing with those two other characters, which makes it to the and you can't do that as the person running a solo. So having the assist is something that you definitely have some sort of advantage using, and Super Toilet isn't using that advantage.
Alright, we've got one more game coming up. Now, you know, there are a lot of things that I feel like Navy does pretty well. I really, really love, you know, he's one of the few solo players that really, really makes strong use of snaps. But I've noticed that he is not blocking as much as he should be.
Yeah, he's got a good offensive game, but his defensive game needs work.
Sonic Fox match point in Grand Finals. Who is Sonic Fox playing in MKX? Who is he against?
And also, who is he playing in terms of characters?
He's probably playing Tanya.
Ooh,
so that was
trap.
Nino Magneto right there.
Ooh,
Tags out, but not the right way to do it. Maybe he's able to get
the armor go through the tag-in.
It's a pretty good snap. Not as crazy of a punish as it's been in the past. But Super Toilet has not been DHCing. You know, it seems to me like Toilet understands when he needs to be switching out characters, but he's not doing it in a particularly safe way. If you're playing on a team, you really need to learn how to DHC and what your options are with your team composition. Because that is how you can safely switch between your characters. And Toilet had plenty of meter, he could have done it. He just needed to, you know, get a hit in, confirm into super, and then DHC. And that also probably would have gotten him out of the corner, too.
Yeah, like I've also been saying, is that Toilet should have also been using his assists, because when you've got specifically a solo versus a not solo, you're gonna see the not solo using their assists, not only because you've got that extra option, but because it makes it 2 against 1, which is really hard to deal with if you don't have an assist of your own.
Something that I always say is that if you need a good reason to play a team. You should not be playing a team because you want 2 characters. You should be playing a team because you understand the options that it affords you with your assist calls and your DHCs, and you need to work that assist effectively. So anyway, we've now got indefinitions and a star is summoned.
Getting them in here. Definitions around?
I don't know. Yeah, I see star, but I don't see indefinitions, and I don't see definitely not indefinitions. Well, we can at least get star in here. Well, he
Okay.
just shot out of there pretty quick. Still, no sign of indefinitions. Does anybody know if he's online? Once star is in here, we're going to wait 1 minute for indefinitions. Okay, it's 3:57, so at 58 we're going to be finding somebody new to play. I think that I've got a bumper with some squiggly stuff, so I can show that. Someone was asking about it. I don't think it's the one you were looking for, but still, here's some squiggly stuff. So that was something. Okay, we have Star in here. Can you please look into getting Hiashi?
Yeah. Hiashi here. Yes. Invitation has been sent. It's gonna be the last beginner match if Hiashi shows up.
Yep, Hiashi's here. We don't have any matches yet. We're going to be having one on the stream in, like, under a minute. Alright, here we go. Hiashi using Fukua and Squiggly, Star going with Valentine and Squiggly as well. Hiashi being pretty aggressive with this Fukua. Star almost got himself into a lot of trouble with that blocked heavy. I think something that's important to remember when you're using a character like Valentine or Sarabella that has a glide is that you can't block while you're gliding. So when you're really close to your opponent, you need to be careful with that glide because it's possible they can hit you out of it.
Also, keep in mind that Squiggly's tag is really fucking long. Ooh, I'm surprised that Daisy Pusher didn't hit.
Oh! He managed to get a burst bait off, but Hiashi didn't do anything off of it. Instead, he ran away.
Okay.
So that was cool. I really like what we just saw there. You know how Hiashi did 3 hits, and then he decided to push it even further, and then he went for a throw. Star wasn't taking the bursts. He was very, very afraid of that bait. And that's something that I really, really like about burst baits is this just like the psychological horror that they inflict on your opponent. Because once your opponent gets baited, they're going to become incredibly scared of hitting that burst button. And so you can get away with a lot more stuff once you know that they're going to be reluctant to burst. It's something though that, you know, when you get to higher levels of play and your opponents are used to burst baits and kind of expect them as a normal thing, then it's not going to be as devastating because they kind of know what's coming.
Ooh. Why isn't Hiyashi's launcher connecting?
I am not exactly sure, because I don't have experience in Fukua. He's not going to be able to pick that up. I already spent that OTG.
I'm gonna punish that though. I'd like to see a snap at the end of this.
It seems to me like Hiashi... I don't know, I feel like he knows some baits. He knows a few different things and he's trying them out. Which is interesting, because we very rarely see baits in beginner play. That could have been a really cool throw reset. Hiashi has definitely been spending some time in the lab with Fukua.
Let's see a combo.
Oh, but he drops that combo. He could have killed Fukua there, which would have been... That would have been really, really good, because this Fukua is giving him a very hard time.
Nice job with the shadow mix-up. Not a nice job with the whip thing.
But he kills on the tag.
Which is not something I like to admit that happens. But if it works...
So, what Star needs to realize here, I'd like Star to understand that Hiyashi's raw tagging his characters a lot in pretty repetitive scenarios. So, if Star is able to get the read on that, then he can be punishing those really, really hard, and he can be using snaps to prevent health regen.
Prepare for glorious battle. Go!
So, I believe that it's, It's Hiashi that's using the bone, fuck, I'm sorry. He's using the Marie palette on his Squiggly, right? Because I noticed that one Squiggly is making assist calls and the other Squiggly really isn't. Oh, but there was one out of star. Lots of people play Fuqua because Fuqua is a very, very strong character. She's definitely top tier in this game.
There isn't a disc call from Hiashi, I think.
That's definitely Hiyashi's. Oh, that was furious there. Hiashi is just going ham on Star.
Uh-oh. Wouldn't have grabbed to punish that. There was a lot of opportunity there.
So you gotta be really, really careful when you throw out a daisy pusher like that. Yeah, if your opponent's in the air and they land onto it, they do get caught, but oh! What just happened there?
No...
Why didn't Star finish off Fuqua?
There was an opportunity there that got missed.
There was an opportunity he completely missed, and what amazes me is, you know, that's a lengthy super animation. There was a lot of time for him to put one and one together and realize that he had a chance there to kill Fuqua. Well,
definitely something that Star could be working on, is realizing different options that he has at different times.
No, that's a bummer. I don't think we ever got to see Hiashi play Squiggly because Star could not take down his Fuqua. Well, moving on.
Where'd you go? It's your turn. There you are.
Ah, he was switching his name to the Windjammers Evo Champion.
Oh.
Anyway.
It still says Ntut on my screen.
It is Ntut. On mine it says Windjammers Evo Champion. We are also looking for Tido.
Getting out the
Yep, Tido is here.
And invited.
Okay, so as a sanity check, yes, his icon is a pylon. In fact, it is Pylo. That is an old-ass meme. Alright, so by the way, this is now the intermediate section, so be prepared to see some more advanced play compared to what we've been watching so far. You know, this is it's gonna be more reset heavy, it's gonna be some more tech and intricacies involved. Or we can just see Bayo spam chair. This WebM does. Oh, never mind. We're starting. I got no time to watch WebMs.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Okay.
Ooh,
we got Big Cock, and then we've got Robo with Eliza.
That's gonna be.
Oh, he got the Star Platinum. He got the Star Platinum palette. So what's neat about watching this matchup is, you know, Peacock and Robo both have really... Oh, for a second I thought he was going to get caught in his own bomb. Robo and Peacock are both very, very strong zoners, but they go around it in different ways.
Ooh,
nice alpha counter. Really, really good. I wish that Ntut had meter because he could have carried the team into the corner and done a double snap to take out Eliza. But I did like, you know, Tido is making good use of that assist. His Robo has some really, really long moves. And Osiris Spiral's a pretty long move too, so that gives Robo time to get out of the animation and number one, could start blocking if necessary, but number two, more interesting, could try going for mix-ups because he locks his opponent down with Osiris Spiral.
Newt said, "I'm gonna be McPeanuts this round." No joke.
Oh, I thought he was gonna get caught in his own bomb.
Respectfully behind Peacock. Oh man.
Now, message from propaganda minister.
So, are you rooting for Team Anime or Team Persona?
I was going to make that exact same comment.
I beat you to it, baby!
I'm going for Team Anime. I don't know, I might change my opinion because Newt is not using the anime voice pack for Peacock.
That's not a problem in my opinion.
Wait, where Siberia is waiting. Right there.
Once again, Tido gets hit by that bomb.
Ooh.
Oh, he went it. Knew went into that a little too late. He was totally going to try and happy birthday and kill Robo. Newt doing a very, very good job. Oh, no, not anymore. He was doing great in terms of staying away from Eliza and using projectiles and his assist to prevent her from running in.
Yeah, and then teleported behind Eliza, and it looks like Eliza caught on.
That was... I don't know what exactly Tido was trying to do with Sekhmet. It seemed like he was trying to stall the bomb and get Peacock caught into it, but instead he got himself blown up.
Why were you trying to taunt there? I saw what you were doing. That's not something that comes out on accident.
Oh. When in doubt, you do reversal jazz. And it works.
Yep.
So this one's for all the marbles, you know. Last chance. Tell us in chat, you rooting for Team Persona or Team Anime? Are you going to ask him who's best girl?
Yes.
My man. Seen a lot of people rooting for Team Anime.
Ooh, Parasol. Ooh, solo Eliza. See what happens.
This is notably less weeby.
Yeah. We don't have Team Anime and Team Persona anymore. Ooh.
Oh, does that too late though? Tido blocks it. So that was a nice game plan from Tido, is that he knew that if Newt did not take the burst, he was going to go for a throw, and Newt began thinking too hard about whether to burst or not. It's important, you know, you gotta think 2 steps ahead like that.
Gotta dash forward after that. Gotta egret cancel and dash forward after that string. Nice tech from Ntut. Unfortunately, already used the OTG. Reversal level 3. That's a big waste.
No, Navy Phoenix just made a really good point. This is actually Mitsuru versus Kill la Kill. So it's still Persona versus anime, but the tables have turned! Oh, no, he's not going to throw out the level 3.
I'm just ashamed that I didn't know that that was the Mitsuru palette. I feel really stupid.
So are you going to stop picking the stupid pony palette now?
No, because I need that MLP synergy.
Ah!
I don't even like the show or the people who like the show. I just like the hatred tech.
Okay, so our next match, Faydanko versus Biaggi. Ah, you put Faydanko and Baps together. They play all the time.
I didn't know that.
Now you know
Biaggi is
he switched his name. What I do like though, this is going to be kind of interesting because when two people play against each other a lot, they're going to learn each other's tech and they know how to counter each other. So you can see some pretty cool stuff happen.
Yeah, this is.
Eliza is a really dumb, mean character. Somebody sounds angry. Somebody sounds angry. Chat, can you please give me some PJ salt for Ntut?
You know it. I'm gonna contribute. I'm surprised Nightbot didn't kick me for that.
Okay. I believe that Biaggi plays my exact same team. He's going to be using Philia and Cerebella. Cerebella with lock and load assist. Philia with updo assist. Both of those heavy. Faydanko is going with Beowulf and Big Band. Okay, Biaggi playing cautious. He wants to try and get that Bella regen, and he does not want to get caught. Because he knows, okay, so with Faydanko he's got his in, he knows he's going to have a really bad time, especially in the corner. Oh man, Faydanko's got that taunt assist. Getting ready for the Tuba Tuba DHC. Is he going to spend... Oh no, he can't spend meter off of that to kill. But Biaggi's like, fuck this! I'm not just gonna do DP reversal, I'm gonna do super DP reversal, and you know what? It works!
Plus, he gets the DHC off.
He gets the DHC, Bella comes in with a lot of health. Smart use of armor to beat that chair. And I think that, oh no, he's gonna tag into Biaggi.
Oh no.
Gets the snap,
Oh,
good
no.
job, how's he gonna finish off Bayo?
There goes Bayo, here comes Big Band again. Ooh, grab bug incoming, but from Big Band's side.
You're gonna get me. The best is yet to come.
Kinda delayed on the Excalibella, but I like the idea.
I love how nobody can say Faydanko's name because there's Dank in it.
Oh, son of a bitch, that's beautiful.
That's brilliant. Ooh,
You should change it to Faye
let's run
Mimo.
through the thing. Level 3, this is gonna be it.
That is just enough to kill. He's gotta be really, really careful here. Problem is, with Philia and Big Ben, is that... Oh, I don't think he can keep this combo going long enough to get it to kill. Oh, maybe he can. Yeah, because he's gonna spend all of his Gregor Samsons. And in the Fenrir drive, that's gonna kill.
That is it.
Good job.
This is what we're talking about with our whole, like, what can you do with 3 meter things.
That was a good finish. That was really, really nice.
job.
I thought that if Biaggi just went into level 3, I didn't think it'd be enough to kill.
This is a friendship we're seeing here. Friendships don't end with level 3. You gotta style on them a little bit.
I was really, really scared for him because Philia relies a lot on instant air dashes to get in, and BB can catch you with A-Train. But no, he managed to get his in. He got his one in, and he made it work. So, something that I was thinking about last game, you remember when, like, Biaggi tried going with Accelebil, but it was really too late?
Yeah.
Reminds me when I play Peanuts, and I'll do something and I'll fuck up, and he'll say, that was a good idea! But it's like, yeah, you kinda knew what to do there, but it was really, like, not the right time to do it.
Oh my god. I just love the things that Peanuts says while he's playing.
Ow.
Like, yeah, that's exactly
Oh, goddamn!
Oh, here comes the DHC. With the tubas. Oh, are we gonna see it?
Oh, but he jumps out of there. Good reaction, and that combo should be enough to take him down. Yeah.
Oh,
that was. You know, Faydanko made a mistake leaving himself vulnerable, but then Biaggi made a mistake. That was scary there.
Oh.
We are done here.
Alright, we've got one more game from these two. And I am enjoying what I've seen so far. Hey, next Friday, we gotta get some Windjammers in, okay?
Yes. Yes, we should. We not should. We have to.
We will.
Windjammers.
Because I'm definitely not spending money for you to play Metal Slug again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm kind of shit.
You're a straight up booty at that game.
Gentlemen and ladies, it's time to fight.
And not like the good kind of booty. It's more like MTG booty. Do you remember when I did Anime Con Bingo?
Yes.
Did I show you the card for that?
Yes.
Because we had like I remember though, like we had two different categories of ass. There was dead ass, which was like for good cosplay ass, and then there was a category called MTG ass.
Oh my god. Would I get banned from GU if I started doing the thing that guy did? Or just like sad pictures of ass cracks?
I have not seen too many ass cracks there.
I mean, usually we're looking away from them because like that's how the setup is.
So I remember I was playing Faydanko last night, and you know, we're in a lobby with a few other people, and he does that that giant step mix up, and he says I guarantee you every big band player does giant step at the exact same time.
Yeah.
You know, lots of big band players use that mix up, so you need to know when to expect it. But he already spent his OTG, so that's not gonna work.
Ooh, he's gonna jump, so that's not gonna work. That's gonna work though.
But I don't know about going straight into level 3 like that. I think what I would have preferred is I would have preferred a more demo and then a DHC, so he could have regenerated health on his big band.
Yep.
Instead, Come on, you have the bar. Give me a snap. Give me a snap, or just kill Bayo
That
quickly.
was interesting.
Let's do
I liked
something.
seeing-
Oh, he's doing a little teabag
Ooh.
game.
Like seeing the Concho work on the Beowulf attack. Rock.
Don't spend level 3 to get that kill.
This is just plain disrespect here.
Don't do that. Okay, you know, good for him for getting the win, but I did not. I did not
condone this type of behavior.
I don't like those moves. Don't throw out your level 3 like that. You don't know if you're gonna need that bar later. You didn't need that. You didn't need to do that to kill. Could have made better use of your bar.
That is. And that. What would have happened if you lost? Then you'd look like a dick.
You'd look like that Guilty Gear guy.
Yeah. You'd look... that was some shit.
That's
Did you
that's
see
like the biggest fuck up in history. Like, I was watching that live and then I was just like, no. Oh no.
Yeah.
No, not like this.
Yeah. You messaged me right after it happened. You're like, oh my fucking.
Yeah, I was like, dude, are you watching Guilty Gear? But
Okay.
oh,
You got Deathcrazy and LOTO.
we got
going
Deathcrazy and LOTO.
sending you guys invites.
And we got LOTO. So whenever I see that, oh,
We don't have LOTO. Deathcrazy here?
yeah, Deathcrazy's here.
Windjammer's master.
So, oh, it's not showing LOTO's icon, but like, whenever I see the icon for LOTO with that fortune face, I always think it's from porn.
Me too. It's got the porn face.
It's
No.
totally the porn face, but that's also like normal Skullgirl's fan art face, so I don't know.
Normal Skullgirl's hand-drawn on-hit face.
I would really like to see Skullgirl's porn in the art style of the Lock and Load cat. Okay, Deathcrazy going with solo RoboFortune, LOTO playing token team of Fortune and Sarabella. Being very, very jumpy, going for lots of highs. Goes for a very, very predictable overhead. That's something I've noticed with LOTO's game. Is LOTO's game is it's very, very flowcharty. He does the exact same thing in a certain situation every time he's in it. So like, when he gets in and he's poking you and you're blocking low, he will always go for the overhead. If you are blocking high, then he will always go for a low mix-up. And it's the exact same mix-up every time.
Oh, that's gonna work.
So, like, I don't know how much experience Deathcrazy has against LOTO or how much he's watched LOTO. Good block there. He doesn't feel ballsy enough to try the PBGC, though. Gets the showstopper. Churn that butter, baby. I think that's enough. No. But you know, Deathcrazy's in a very scary position. One hit and he's done. I feel like LOTO might be moving a little too quickly. He knows that he just needs one hit to win.
Uh-oh. Okay. So now all your meters gone.
Why would you go for Concho like that in the corner? You wouldn't be able to scooch behind them. If anything, I feel like, you know, yeah, LOTO's able to get the kill by jumping up, but maybe it would have been better for him to go into battle butt there, because then the armor might have been able to eat a hit. But the problem is with RoboFortune, is that she has multi-hits that come out so fast, she'd be able to cut through that armor if she had the read. So I feel like that was a risky approach by LOTO, because RoboFortune can counter Tumble Run in so many ways.
Yeah,
she counters
tumble
it super
run
hard.
is really,
I mean,
not something you should be doing against Robo.
even like so, you know, Lotto's in a situation where he got, you know, he was one hit away from winning, so that's easy mode for him. But that doesn't mean that you can let your guard down. You need to be very, very cautious because your opponent understands the risks and they know what you're going for, and so they know that, you know, they might have an opportunity to get in and turn this around. You can't get cocky. You can't give them that opportunity.
Punishing that Rekka.
Okay, this is the first head that we've seen. But I mean, for real, the first time that I fought Robo Fortune, I immediately realized, like, I looked at the guy next to me and I said, this matchup is such a pain for Sarabella. Because it is so difficult to get in when every one of her moves breaks you out of Tumble Run.
Nice.
Gets the showstopper. Now, this is scary. What I would have liked to see is I would have rather he go for the reset by doing a Devil Horns cancel, because that wouldn't have left so much red health. Deathcrazy has enough meter. Deathcrazy could get totally back into this game if he did a snap. But I don't think he realizes he can do that. And also, he can just pop Catastrophe Cannon on the restand. No, not like this. Oh, that's a bummer. If Deathcrazy had spent his meter, he would have been able to win that.
There's no crying in fighting games.
Like, when you have that much meter, it's that like you can spend it on your big hard-hitting level 3 or whatever. You know, you want to burn all that as soon as possible. That's my philosophy, because yeah, combos let you get some more damage out and you don't need to spend your meter, but there's a risk of error.
You should also be cognizant of how much chip you can be doing with that meter, because you could just take out any sort of thing you can be doing with combos, replace it with meter, and chip them out. Pending, of course, say, PBGCs.
PBGCs, deflectors. Yeah, good point. But yeah, I feel like if I can win with meter, I'm going to do that, because the strength of meter is that, like, when it hits, it's guaranteed damage. Oh, bummer, Bella jumped out of that, but that would have been huge had it connected. But, Lotto, why would you tag into Bella like that when you could have regenerated back to 100%?
Ooh, not gonna work since spell's not in the air.
Yeah, so the way that magnet works is if your opponent's in the air and you throw that out, it's like a tractor beam and it pulls them toward you. Now you can do one of two things. As long as you're holding down the button input for the super, if they land on the magnet, then they clamp on and you throw them to the ground and it like finishes the super and you do damage. But I've noticed some players use that to extend their combos, because they'll pull them in, but they won't clamp them onto the magnet. They'll drop it and have them land on the ground in front of them, and they can keep on comboing. Robo Fortune is definitely a solid character. You know, if you're... We're not really seeing much of a zoning game from Deathcrazy, but Robo Fortune can zone, and she can zone hard.
And to those of you who play Peacock, Robo Fortune's laser specials cover Peacock's dead zone.
We are done here.
Okay, that was 3 games, so that is it for this week's Get Good. Thank you very... Yeah, Robo Fortune zoning is overrated. Ntut, I would... Yeah, you play more zoning characters than I do. I would love for you to explain your reasoning on here. That was 3 games, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was 3. No, I would really like some insight from someone as to why you would pick Peacock over Robo. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm wondering, though, what your reasoning is in making your decision. LOTO, I'm afraid we're not going to be doing an open lobby this week because we don't want to overlap too much with Evo. Announcing a Windjammers open lobby on Fightcade. Oh shit.
Wait, Windjammers is on Fightcade?
Yeah, there's a pretty good scene for Windjammers actually.
Oh my god.
I really want to start playing Windjammers more. That's a great game.
Oh man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna switch over to the Bumperinos while I start preparing the link dump that happens at the end of every week. Do you have anything that you would like to say? It's kind of, I guess a general tip for everybody, or just, I don't know, something that you think everybody should know?
I think we've gone over a lot of things today. I do want to give a shout out to... Who was it? Who was it that did that? I think it was Navy Phoenix for showing us frame traps, which is not something that we've seen at Get Good before, I think.
We may have seen them before, but I can't think of a time that we had gone over it recently.
I have no real general advice. We've got the book on it, which can explain that better than I ever could.
Yeah, read the SRK book, because that will teach you fundamentals. Great Dark Hero, really excited to hear that you're getting into this game. We run this event every Sunday. I'm going to be dumping links with more information right now. So here are the details. If you enjoyed watching Get Good and you would like to participate in one of our events, then you should definitely join our group on Steam. steamcommunity.com/group/skullgirlsgetgood. We run Get Good events every Sunday. We have a European section and a North American section. A quick heads up though is that next Sunday is the last Sunday of the month, so we are going to be running our Get Good tourney, the recital, as we like to call it, and that is going to be exclusively for people that have participated in a Get Good event this month. But I would still encourage you to watch that if you would like to watch some play and learn more about the game. And of course, you know, we have more than 500 players in our Steam group, so joining the group is a great way to find practice partners and people to play with that are going to be at your skill level. Additionally, we run this event on the R Skullgirls Twitch channel, Honeypop. Should we give away a copy of Honeypop next week?
Yeah, I'd be down for that now that I'm actually getting an income.
Yeah, we will
to do that.
Okay, yeah, the winner of next week's event will get a copy of Honeypop on PC, the greatest game that has ever been made. So, anyway, we run this event through the R Skullgirls Twitch channel. There are a variety of Skullgirls streams and events that happen throughout the week, so be sure to check out the schedule. And of course, if you are on Reddit, be sure to subscribe to R Skullgirls. There are lots of good discussions about this game, lots of good videos that get posted on there. It's a nice community. Be sure to show them some love. And use coupon code SPOOKY for 20% off your next order. Lastly, we will have VODs from today's event available on our Twitch, not our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to the R Skullgirls YouTube channel. We also will be posting the VODs on our Steam group and on the Skullgirl subreddit, so they're going to be impossible to miss. We are going to have timestamps, so it'll be dead simple for you to quickly find your matches, watch them, listen to our advice, and then you know what you need to work on for next week. I think that just about covers everything I need to cover, correct?
Yep.
So you know what that means, right?
Roll the clip.
Yeah, I gotta play the video. Give me a moment so I can get the video ready for the people. Okay. Alright, everybody. I'm gonna roll the video now. So thanks for joining us this week. And until next time, stay salty.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ諦めたら。周りのこと思えよ。応援してる人たちのこと思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそネバーギブアップ。